Today, we're diving into something really powerful, a kind of timeless blueprint for starting over. It's all inspired by this ancient story of Nehemiah's broken wall, but really it's a guide for anyone who's ever had to rebuild their life from the rubble of the past. So, let's jump right in.
You know, it's a question that we've all faced, or we probably will at some point. That moment when a career, a relationship, a dream, maybe even our sense of who we are, just seems to crumble. It's confusing, it's painful, and honestly, it can leave you feeling completely lost in the wreckage.
So, where do you possibly begin? Well, our journey starts not with a hammer and nails, but with something way harder, standing still long enough to really understand the wreckage around you.
That feeling is just universal, isn't it? Standing right in the middle of what used to be, surrounded by the debris of broken promises, or missed opportunities, or plans that just didn't pan out. It can feel like a really lonely place, but trust me, you are not the first person to stand there, and you definitely won't be the last.
So let's give this stuff a name. Let's call it the rubble. And the rubble isn't just the crisis itself. It's the aftermath, right? It's that lingering self-doubt, the financial fallout, the fractured relationships. It's everything you have to navigate after the collapse. And just naming it, well, that's the first step to actually clearing it. And that leads us right into our next phase, surveying the rubble. Now, this isn't about wallowing in what happened. No, it's about assessment, and it is the most critical first step you can take before you even think about rebuilding.
Man, this quote holds so much wisdom. Think about it. Rushing to fix things without understanding the full picture, that just means you're going to be building on a shaky foundation. The first real act of courage is to just walk the perimeter, to look, to see things exactly as they are.
So what does this survey actually look like in your life? Well, it means acknowledging the damage without minimizing it or making it bigger than it is. It's about looking for what's salvageable, what strengths, what lessons, maybe what relationships actually survived. It's also about understanding why the wall fell apart, not to blame anyone, but to get some wisdom out of it. And finally, it's about accepting your true starting point. Right here, right now, this is where the work begins. This right here illustrates the huge mental shift from a simple reaction to a thoughtful response. See, reacting is impulsive, it's emotional, and it usually just creates more rubble. But a response, that's deliberate, it's strategic. It acknowledges the emotion for sure, but it chooses a path forward that's rooted in hope. This is the rebuilder's mindset.
All right, so we've surveyed the damage, we've shifted our mindset. Now for the really exciting part. Now we get to move from debris to design. This is where we stop staring at what's broken and we start creating the blueprint for what we're going to build next.
This is your framework, your game plan. So you've already assessed the damage. Now it's time to create a vision. And listen, you're not just rebuilding the old wall, you're designing a better one. So ask yourself, what values will this new wall protect? Then you gather your crew, because nobody builds anything meaningful alone. And finally, you build. You lay one stone at a time with purpose.
And this chart breaks down the ingredients so perfectly. Just notice that the biggest piece here is vision, 40%. Why? Because without a clear why, the how just doesn't matter. Your vision is the fuel. Action, that's the work. Support, that's your team. And that crucial 10%, patience, that's the grace you give yourself when the work feels slow.
This is such a critical point. It's so easy to get lost in planning forever, right? But momentum is built on movement. A single purposeful step you take today is infinitely more valuable than some perfect plan for tomorrow. So lay that first stone, make that one phone call, write that first paragraph. Just start. So, we've done the hard work of assessing and building. Now let's turn our attention to the reward, because this isn't just about finishing a project. It's about starting a new reality, one where you get to live on a new, much stronger foundation.
You know, the goal was never just to patch up the old wall, not at all. It was to build one new, stronger foundation. This one represents a totally fresh start, a single, resilient structure that was designed by a wiser, more experienced you.
Just look at this contrast. This is the transformation we're talking about. You go from feeling exposed and vulnerable to feeling secure and protected by boundaries that you built with purpose. You go from being defined by your past failures to being defined by a future that you are actively creating. It's the shift from just surviving day to day to truly, actually thriving.
And here it is, the ultimate reframe. Any scars or cracks you might still see, they aren't reminders of failure. They're a testament to your resilience.
Your new wall is not a memorial to what was lost, but a monument to the incredible strength it took you to rebuild.
So we'll leave you with this. The hard work is done. The foundation is secure. You're standing on top of the wall that you built. So now, the real question is, what will you choose to see? What amazing view are you going to create for yourself from this new, elevated perspective? The future is yours to behold.